lot in common with these extant bacteria. This simple life also makes me wonder, is our pale blue dot unique in its ability to foster abiogenesis? Or is it a simple and common process throughout the universe? I'll be in the comments, so discuss this with me below.
Advanced apes.
Okay, so that was our video about the origins of life. So there's a question on your notes that's from the video. Where did the first cell come from? Did anybody catch it in the video? Remember it talked about the oceans containing polypeptides or amino acids. It talked about the gases. It talked about an energy source like lightning. So, origins of life, the primordial soup. So, life on Earth is thought to have begun as simple one-cell organisms over 4 billion years ago. So, what you're writing on your notes is the words in blue. So, the primordial soup is a mixture of organic molecules in evolutionary theory from which life on Earth originated. What is organic? What does organic mean? Carbon-based. So whenever you see organic, they're talking about an element called carbon. So that molecule contains a carbon. Once cells with nuclei developed, increasingly complex multicellular organisms evolved. What's an example of a multicellular organism? It's a word that starts with E. Eukaryote. What's an example of a simple one-cell organism? Bacteria. Does anybody have any questions so far? So when it says organic, they're referring to a carbon-based molecule. When it says inorganic, they're referring to molecules without carbon. So you can see the picture of the primordial soup. It has the lightning, it has the water in the can, which is supposed to represent the oceans. It has some gas combinations, looks like methane, water. Does everybody have this slide? Okay, so next, early Earth. Look at that picture. There's so much going on. There's so much activity, energy, bombardment. So early Earth conditions included presence of water, atmosphere of hydrogen gas, methane, ammonia. There was no free oxygen. So what does that mean? What's a word that means no oxygen?
No tree.
Anaerobic. The environment was anaerobic. There was no free oxygen. All the oxygen available was already bound into a compound. There was enormous amounts of energy from several sources. What's a source of energy that you can see in the picture? Heat from lava. So it was heat from volcanoes. There was UV rays and also lightning. Those are our 3 energy or heat sources. What is the molecular structure of water? You know it. H2O. It contains oxygen, but it's bound to hydrogen. Try to hang on to these 4 early Earth conditions because there's going to be a lot of questions about it. You ready to go on? Where in the body can you find methane gas? When people do what? When people do what, methane gas is produced.
Smoke.
You're on the right track. Not doo-doo. Another thing.
Eat.
Fart. Farts contain methane gas. What about ammonia? Where do you find ammonia?
No. Isn't ammonia the stuff in cleaning products?
It's also in cleaning products, but where in the body can you find it? It's a waste product of what?
Oh,
It's a code.
Urine. So it can be found in urine. Ask the seller back there. I don't know if it's open. Does everybody have this slide?
Yeah.
So the earliest, no? Who said no? It's only 4. Oh, I can go on. So earliest, huh?
I don't have it.
You don't have it? You've been on this like for an hour.
Can I go to the bathroom?
He asked first, Mr. Sub, are they letting people go to the bathroom?
Who's going first?
Panic is first. Yeah, he's, people have to go real bad. You say, go ahead. Okay, so earliest forms of life. We have something called heterotrophy. Who knows what that means? Heterotrophic organisms. Do you remember that from environmental science?
gas. Like, kind of
Gas? Well, heterotrophs don't produce their own food. There was a cloudy atmosphere with too much radiation for photosynthesis or chemosynthesis, so there was nothing that actually produced its own food. There was also something called anaerobes. What does anaerobic mean? Without oxygen, that's right. So they're able to live without oxygen in the atmosphere because Earth was acidic and had a lot of plate disruptions. Does everybody remember plate tectonics from
Yes.
geography, middle school? So the plates were rocky and shaky. There was a lot of things going on, volcanoes going off. So for life to rapidly evolve, oxygen was needed to first develop the ozone layer, a UV filter, and then to gather in concentration in the troposphere for aerobic respiration. So without the troposphere, there was no aerobic respiration. We were in an anaerobic state. That means there was no oxygen, no free oxygen. Any
So
questions
how they
about,
work?
what's that?
How they work?
So the only thing that was able to survive is that P word on the board, prokaryote. What are some types of prokaryote? What's that? Bacteria.
That's plants, right?
No, that's eukaryotic, is plant and animal. Prokaryotic is a simple single-celled organism. And they are anaerobic. You got it? Is everyone ready to go on? So the